On our morning show today from WRCO, we're talking about an upcoming Ithaca Lions fundraiser. And here in the studio to talk about it is Annette Lewis. Annette, good morning.
Good morning.
One of the many hats you wear is a Lions hat, right?
Yeah, that's right. May not be the biggest hat I wear, but yes, I help out the Lions too, and I am a member of the Ithaca Lions.
Well, the Lions help out a lot of causes. They've had a lot of fundraisers lately, haven't they?
Yes, they've been very busy with fundraisers, and we're here to talk about another fundraiser they're having, and it's for my niece, and that's why I'm also here. Kyle and Courtney, and their little daughter, Harper, and Harper was born premature.
Tell us a little bit about that, because Courtney has been through quite the ordeal in the last few months, hasn't she?
Yes, Courtney was had to be admitted into the Mariner Hospital in Madison. 41 days she was there before the baby was born because she went into premature labor, and they wanted to hold the labor off so that the baby was more developed, because at the time that early labor started, the baby was only 23 weeks. And Harper did wait a little while, but then Harper came and they had to do a C-section, and she was at 29 weeks then. So Courtney was able to put her feet up and keep that baby from coming for a few weeks, and that really helped with how far along Harper was.
Courtney herself spent a lot of time in the hospital before her baby was born, right?
Yes, that 41 days before.
Wow, that is crazy.
Yeah.
And then Harper has been in the hospital off and on.
Then Harper was born January 26th, and she spent 53 days in the NICU. After having an emergency C-section. And at that time, she only weighed 2 pounds, and they got it right down to the 1.9 ounces, and she was 14 inches long. So you could take about 2 pounds of butter, and that was how big that baby was.
My goodness.
Yeah, it's totally amazing what they can do in the hospital at the NICUs now, and how small these babies are being born, and they can keep that life growing and maturing. And Harper was very fortunate. She didn't have any breathing issues, and she's a good little eater, so that helped a lot. She was able to go home on March 18th, and she weighed 5 pounds and 5 ounces. They always want them about 5 pounds before they send them home after they've been in the NICU.
So weighing up to 6 pounds, 8 ounces now, you told me, and that's getting up there to almost a normal birth weight.
Yes, a normal birth rate. So, yeah, that's great to see. I got to hold her once while she was still in the NICU, and she had all kinds of wires on her at that time, but she's been a fighter, and she's got the big Richards hand. That was the first thing you notice, and good grip, good, when her eyes are open. Now she's starting to make contact with you when you're talking to her and things like that. But yeah, she's a sweetheart.
That's awesome. And it is a miracle that there's no lung or breathing problems or anything with
That's right. And I was kind of amazed too. You learn a little more about the NIC unit. When she came out, they did put oxygen on her right away, but they automatically start weaning that oxygen off. And then they kind of have what they call just a mini CPAP. And that puts air there, that oxygen right there. And then eventually she was off of that.
Oh, that's wonderful. Courtney Richards Hemphill, graduate of Ithaca High School, correct?
Yes, a graduate of Ithaca High School. Her folks are Ron Richards and Vicki Meyer, if people want to connect with those names of the families. And Courtney is an RN, but she obviously hasn't worked much because of the fact She was put in the hospital on December 17th, and now she's just been taking care of Harper.
That's a full-time job.
Yeah,
it sounds like.
Yes, it has been. And Kyle's been there to help, too. He was able to get some family leave. So he works for an insurance company. He's an underwriter.
Okay.
And he would do is he'd work those days when Courtney was in the hospital. He would work Monday through Friday and then spend the weekend at the hospital with Courtney. So that was kind of neat that way, too.
Well, they've been certainly through an ordeal in this fundraiser, obviously, where they couldn't work, or he couldn't work as much and she couldn't work at all. So funds are needed, it sounds like.
Yes, funds are needed. And, of course, after you've been in the hospital, with her being there 41 days, and Harper was in the NICU 53 days. So that's a lot of hospital time, a lot of hospital expenses have occurred in that time period. They do have some insurance, but of course it's not going to cover everything after that amount of time.
So the Ithaca Lions will be serving a meal, but it's not a pancake meal this time,
No,
is it?
they decided they had done enough pancake fundraisers, and I'm grateful for that because this is April. We want everybody to be good and hungry in June. So this is going to work out great. A few of the members of the Lions Club are going to barbecue or smoke the pork, so it'll be a pulled pork hot sandwich, and then we're going to have homemade coleslaw and homemade cowboy beans. Another group of them are going to be making cowboy beans. And then Willow Valley Church congregation are making bars for dessert. And then along with the fundraiser, there'll be a silent auction. Courtney's got two really close friends, Brittany and Celia, and they're organizing it. And we have posters out with contact people's names, and it's also on Facebook. If anybody wants to contact Brittany and Celia, you can do it that way by email, in the address on the Facebook page. And if you want to donate something that way, there will also be a bake sale that day along with the silent auction items.
That's a great opportunity for somebody to donate, if they've got a craft or something, or, businesses.
Or if you love to bake.
I love to bake, absolutely. Some things to bid on that day then. So, and then, different time than the pancake. It's 11 until 2:30, so during the meal time then.
Yes, it's going to be over the lunchtime. It is on a Sunday. But, yes, it'll be a different time. So don't come at 7 in the morning when the normal pancake fundraisers are. This one's, again, at a different time.
That's awesome. And as far as you know, will the happy couple be there with their new baby?
Yes, they're already. We found them an Airbnb to spend for the weekend, so they aren't going so far from Hartford, and they'll be staying in the area, and the baby will be there too.
Oh, that's awesome. And Courtney is looking at getting back to work here before too long?
Yes, before too long. They're working things out. They do have an appointment this week again in Madison for Harper, and if everything goes well, that'll be her last appointment with being brought through the NICU process. And then she would be normally with a regular doctor. So we're hoping that all goes well. She just continues to keep growing, and that's what we need her to do at this time period.
That's awesome.
It will be in Ithaca Commons again at Ithaca Schools. I don't know if we mentioned that.
I don't know we did. I know you mentioned that Willow Valley United Methodist Church is involved, so you don't want people to think that it was there. So.
Right. We won't be serving it from the church. It'll be at the Ithaca School Commons.
That's awesome. And Kyle and Courtney and Harper live in Hartford, but I think that's a big strong point of the Ithaca area. Once you're a part of it, you always are. So
that's right. Once you've grown up in Ithaca and you still got family there, you're coming back to visit anyway, and keeping those ties still going.
Yep. We hope a lot of people will come out. And again, it's April 27th, Sunday, 11 to 2:30. Anything you'd like to add today, Annette?
I don't think so. I just want to thank the community and the Lions Club in supporting Kyle, Courtney, and Harper with their costs and their expenses. One thing I was amazed by, I got contacted by a young mom who also benefited earlier at a fundraiser from the Lions Club. She reached out to me, and her baby was a preemie too, and she had preemie clothes and diapers that her baby had outgrown, and she wanted Courtney and Kyle to have them, so I picked those up the other day. So it all goes around and comes back to you. And that's what this community's all about.
It sure is. Well, we hope people will be a part of it coming up on Sunday the 27th. And sounds like a good time, a good meal for everybody, and a really good cause. And Annette, we're going to see you not too far down the road talking about the dairy breakfast, right?
That's right. June will be here before you know it.
All right. Thank you. Annette Lewis joining us here representing the Ithaca Lions and the fundraiser for Kyle and Courtney Hemphill and Harper coming up soon.